watching Golden Boy Live here on Fox Sports 1. We are in the entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. Huge fight week here in the city. Pay-per-view fight coming up this weekend. And we've got 5 exciting fights still on the horizon here on Fox Sports 1. In fact, in one of those fights, you're going to see one of the best prospects to come out of Philly since Danny Garcia. Julian J. Rock Williams, he's gotten 3 straight knockouts, and he's right now with our Jessica Rosales.
That's right, Brian. We've got the Philly fighter here with us tonight. And Julian, later on tonight, you will be seeing a 14-0 undefeated fighter out of Puerto Rico. How do you prepare and set up a game plan for someone who's never lost before?
Well, you know, we prepare to our best abilities, whether we fighting a 14-0 or 0-14 guy. So we always, you know, train super hard and just get mentally ready because he's going to be tough. I'm expecting a tough fight.
And he has said to us that this is probably the most important fight of his career. How different of a fighter do you expect to see tonight, knowing that that's his mentality?
Well, he's definitely going to be focused. You know, I can tell he comes to win, and that's what I want. That's what I want.
We know that you got to get off to warming off right now, but we actually got to ask 2 key elements tonight in the fight. What would you say are the 2 things that you need to do to secure that win for yourself?
Just stay composed and listen to my corner.
And best of luck to you tonight. Thanks for that, guys. We'll send it right back to you.
All right, thank you, Jess. Well, coming up next, you're going to see the former Olympian Errol Spence Jr. He's putting his undefeated record on the line against Noe Bolanos. Let's get to the numbers and the tail of the tape, Paulie.
Spence Jr., the younger of the 2, obviously the Olympian having the bigger resume as far as coming into the fight, what's expected of him. See a clear reach advantage for Errol Spence, and we'll see how that'll affect him because, you know, Spence also likes to use his reach, likes to set up that distance and set up those big power shots. Bolanos will obviously try to work his way inside. We'll see how it happens against the 72-inch southpaw reach of Errol Spence.
One where if you didn't know the roles of both fighters, you'd never.
As you take a look at Errol Spence Jr.'s last fight, this kid is a former Olympian on that 2012 Olympian team. And when you talk to just about everybody on that team, they will tell you probably the most talented out of all of those Olympians. And you're going to see, and he's considered one of the top prospects in boxing.
Yeah, he is. And yeah, a lot of the general consensus and opinion in boxing has been that Spence has been the premier prospect of the 2012 U.S. Olympic class. But obviously, he's still climbing just like the rest of those Olympians are climbing. So we'll see another step up that ladder tonight.
Well, both fighters are in the ring. Let's get the official introduction. Here's Ray Flores.
And now, boxing fans, we have 8 rounds scheduled in the welterweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting to my right, out of the red corner, he comes in wearing lime green, trimmed with black. His official weight, 149 pounds. His record includes 26 wins, 10 losses, 1 bout even, including 16 wins coming by way of knockout. From Obregón, Mexico, presentando Noe Platanito Bolanos. And his adversary fighting to my left, out of the blue corner, he comes in wearing red, white, and blue. His official weight, 148 pounds. Tonight, he enters the ring with an unblemished record consisting of 13 victories, 10 of those coming by way of knockout. Joining us from DeSoto, Texas, he is a 2012 United States Olympian. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Errol Spence Jr. And the referee here to give instructions, Robert Bird.
Okay. Gentlemen, I gave you your instructions in the dressing room. Recibe instrucciones en el capellano. Recuérdate. Habla pare no tire golpes fuera limpio. Protect yourself at all times. Protéjanse en todo tiempo. Obey my commands at all times. Obedezcan lo que digo. Caballeros, hace esto. Let's go.
Errol Spence Jr., he is 24 years old, out of DeSoto, Texas, former Olympian. You know, he sparred with Floyd Mayweather Jr. to get him ready for the Robert Guerrero fight. He said he sparred with him for 7 weeks, and that's when he knew he had it. Boy, Bolanos. Well, he said he's coming here, obviously, to win, but he said not only that, but to avenge. He said something that which I thought was very funny. He said, I want to surprise people. People don't know who I am, but I'm a warrior, and I'm coming to make a name for myself tonight.
Yeah, and, he said he doesn't care about his record. He said people underestimate him with his 10 losses. But, he said he's a fighter through and through, and he's from Mexico, where all the warriors are from, is what he was saying. So, he's going to have to be a warrior tonight against one of the better prospects in boxing.
Bolanos in those lime green trunks, Spence in the black. Bolanos says he's trained for like 6 to 7 weeks for this fight because he knew it was a huge fight for him. You will see how talented Errol Spence Jr. is. The hand speed, fundamentally sound, the power.
Judging by the body language of Bolanos, he's not intimidated by the reputation of Spence, but right now Spence clearly being first and getting off first, and Bolanos is going to have to make an adjustment here. Spence has him in a good punching range.
Yeah, you can see Spence is the lefty. He's a southpaw. There's a left to the body. Follows it up with a jab upstairs. Six of Errol Spence Jr.'s Olympian teammates from that 2012 team were polled, and they were asked who they think was the hardest worker and who they think was the fighter who would go further in their boxing career. All of them said Errol Spence Jr. As he continues to tattoo Bolanos.
It's one thing to be respected by the boxing public and the boxing media, but when you're respected by your peers, it's an extra set. It's an extra amount of respect, because those are the guys that know how hard it really is to do what it takes to be successful in this business and the sport.
Right hook by Spence Jr. Under a minute here in the first round. And he has gone right at Bolanos.
Good mixture of head and body shots, too. Gets back on defense real well. In proper posture, proper composure from Spence. Doesn't smother his shots.
There's a couple of body shots by Spence Jr. Bolanos' shots have been wide, leaving him wide open. Final seconds here. Body shot by Spence.
Blame the feeling you're in the wrong.
Face the danger of the ages. Lay the foundation for...
We talked about Spence's variety in the first round, good head and body shots. And there's an example of 2 of the body shots Spence landed in that first round.
Spence also trained for 7 weeks for this fight. Also sparred with James De La Rosa. James De La Rosa is a guy who will fight this weekend on the undercard of that Mayweather pay-per-view. He's going to fight Alfredo Angulo.
Which is weird, because Spence being a lefty, De La Rosa fighting Angulo was a right-hander. But I guess it's the quality that De La Rosa was really looking for when he sparred Spence.
Yeah, he's packed. De La Rosa's people said him sparring Spence, they found out every weakness they had because Spence was that talented. He brought them all out.
Bolanos finding out a couple weaknesses he has as Spence starting to pick him apart here.
Yes, he is. He has gone to the body. He's gone upstairs.
Some good accuracy. Even when he loads up, it's not wide shots. He keeps his shots short, compact, and he's thinking in there.
There's a left hand. Those wide shots are costing Bolanos and leaving himself wide open.
All that started with a counter 1-2 as Bolanos reached out with the right hand. Spence took a half step back and he came back in with a 1-2 and a sharp left hand. And ever since then, he's had this momentum now where he's landing clean shots.
Bolanos is in trouble here in round 2. And we're just halfway through the round.
See the composure of Spence. Wise beyond his years. As a lot of times a young fighter might land some good shots like that and get wild looking for that crazy finish because he might sense it. But Spence remaining calm, like the predator stalking the prey.
Yes, he is. There was a left to the body. There's a number of his former Olympia teammates and just people in boxing said he is by far the most advanced of all those former Olympians from that 2012 class. Under a minute here.
Well, you know, one thing we're looking at the offense of Spence. But look at his attention to defense. Even when he's done punching, he puts himself in a position where he can't get hit, has his gloves high, he's rolling with shots, he's going with shots. Because Bolanos is returning fire at times. Spence is in a good position to avoid the counters of Bolanos despite being in the pocket.
That left hook. Bolanos has got that right hand down. Has certainly done damage. Good 1-2 there by Spence.
See, again, gloves up as Bolanos try to return fire. See, sometimes Spence will take that half step back. That's how he hurt Bolanos earlier in the round.
Oh, good left uppercut. Snaps Bolanos' head back. Body shot by Spence. And there's a right hand by Bolanos. And that's the round.
Dígame cómo siente. Dígame cómo siente. Dígame cómo siente.
Le aguantaste el delgazo, güey.
¿Y quieres seguir? Que la paro. La paro.
Here it is hand. Here it is hand, no more.
Sí. Ok. Le quemó la mano. Hurt his hand.
Hurt his hand. He wants to stop the fight. He said he hurt his hand.
He hit him.
Yeah.
Dame la tijera. Dame la tijera.
He hurt his hand. Yeah. Hey, go. Let's take his pads off. Appreciate it.
Welcome back. You're looking at Errol Spence Jr. This fight is over. Noah Bolanos says he cannot continue, says he hurt his hand in that round. Let's take a listen as Noah Bolanos. There you see it as he called it to his trainer and said, I hurt my hand, I can't punch.
And again, you don't want to play devil's advocate here. You wonder what did Bolanos land to hurt his hand. He didn't really.
You're being kind.
Yeah, he didn't really. I don't know if he really hurt his hand or if Spence convinced him that something was hurting in order to, convince him that maybe he shouldn't come out for the next round by hurting him with his own shots.
Yeah, I was going to say, some of those lefts he ate, I think I'd better say I hurt my hand too.
Yeah, he didn't block very many of them, so it doesn't seem like he could have hurt his hand blocking any of Spence's offense either.
Well, Errol Spence Jr. remains undefeated. Do you think now the next fight for him is him cracking the top 10?
Yeah, I think Spence is ready. We were talking to his team yesterday and Errol himself, and they said they're ready. Talking about the sparring they've had with some top contenders, they feel they're ready to step up. As there was that counter 1-2 after Bolanos had stepped in with the right hand and missed. Different angles of Spence's shots. There's that 1-2 again. Spence sometimes takes that half step back and then steps back into counter. If you reach for him as he's taking that half step back, it's almost like a trap he's setting, making you reach, and then he'll take that momentum away from you by stepping back in and catching you. And that's what he did there with that initial 1-2. That was actually the initial 1-2 that hurt Bolanos to set up the rest of the offensive onslaught that the rest of the round had.
Well, we talked about he had sparred with Floyd Mayweather a year and a half ago to get him ready for that Robert Guerrero fight, and even the Mayweather camp said that was some of the best sparring he'd ever had when he sparred with Errol Spence Jr. as we take a look at the final punch stats.
Not even close.
Bolanos landed 14 punches. Maybe the 14th is the one there where he hurt his hand.
Maybe. We're being kind.
You see Bolanos talking to his team here about the hand. Let's get the official time now of the stoppage. Here's Ray Flores.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the advice of his corner, Noe Bolanos has decided not to continue into the third round. Therefore, your winner by technical knockout and still undefeated, Errol Spence Jr.
Still undefeated. Adds another stoppage to his record, and probably in this next fight, you probably see this young man in the top 10.
Yeah. I'm sure many people will be looking forward to it.
We got 4 more fights. We're in Las Vegas. Julian J. Rock Williams, he's next.